AV Antonio Brown is back. The last time we saw him, he was rapping, cursing out some people on the side of the road, causing a ruckus. Now he back. But he back with the Bucs. This your team. What you make of this move?
First of all, this is not my team. I don't know why you say that. I'm a Patriots fan. I just happen
No,
to pull for
but
Brady as
you
well.
been posting
But
all this Bucs stuff, all this. What you mean that in your team?
yeah, because if I have been pulling for Brady my entire life, it's fine for me to
Not
just
it's
pull
not
for
in
him
your team.
for the last 2 years of his career. But I mean, this honestly is a surprise, but at the same time, it's not because we hear before Tom Brady even went to Tampa Bay, you heard the rumblings that Antonio Brown was like he's going wherever Brady's going. You know, he's saying if Brady goes to the Chargers, I'm coming to the Chargers. If Brady goes to the Bucs, I'm coming to the Bucs. But then again, you heard the coach for the Buccaneers, Bruce Arians, he came out and said that Antonio Brown is not a good fit for them. But you know, things kind of changed because since there was no preseason, since these guys did not have an off season, and then you see a lot of guys going down with injuries. You see Mike Evans, he's been dealing with an ankle injury. You see Chris Godwin, he's been out a few games with a hamstring injury. You see Scotty Miller, he's been out with a groin injury. So I think the Buccaneers at this point is like, man, these injuries killing us. We can't just have Antonio Brown on the market and not sign him because of whatever his previous if injuries are killing him right now, and that's the reality of the situation. See their best tight end OJ Howard, he is out for the season. So injuries are killing him right now. It's really Gronk is the really only reliable target that is healthy for the Buccaneers right now. And you don't want to just have Tom Brady passing the ball to Gronk all the time. So I mean, it is a shock to see Antonio Brown gets back in the NFL because all things he's been going through. I don't know this guy. I don't know if psychologically. I don't know what was going on through his head, but he seems to have his stuff together. I haven't heard much about him. The past few months, that's a good sign. I heard he was doing some rehab. I heard he was talking to guys to like Deion Sanders. Hopefully, Deion told him some good things, some wise words. But man, this is scary though. This is going to be scary for the Bucs. I mean, for the rest of the league. Buccaneers. If this team is full, if everyone is healthy on this team, these boys probably going to the Super Bowl.
All right. So there's a couple of things. It is a surprise, but it isn't shocking, like you said. Like it makes sense when you think about it because he's like, yeah, I going anywhere. Tom Brady going them in New England, Tom Brady in Tampa, and now he's there. So it makes sense. And you guys sit up, have some guys in another lineup, but that every NFL team has guys in another lineup, so that's not an excuse. But now let's get down to the real situation now. The Buccaneers have the best defense in the NFL going into week 7. And now the Buccaneers just added Antonio Brown. Last year, Mike Evans was rated as the best wide receiver in all of football. You guys have Chris Godwin, and you guys got Rob Gronkowski. Like, and you guys add Antonio Brown to this duo of wide receivers. Like, come on. There is no excuse for the Buccaneers not to win the Super Bowl. And if we have to point to the one weakness on this team is Tom Brady. So if anything goes wrong, it's not the defense because the defense is good. We saw that. It's not the talent. It's not who he's thrown to because that was the excuse in New England. Oh, he ain't got no one to throw to. It's Tom Brady, and I don't want to hear nothing. If they lose, that's going to be the reason this year. It's going to be Tom Brady. So I just saying like this team, everything y'all have everything y'all need to win the Super Bowl. If we just look at the what's it called, the division there, and not the division, the conference. The best team last year was the 49ers, and the 49ers, they lost their top two players. Well, they lost their quarterback and they lost Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa was probably a second best player. So those they're not looking as good as they was, and only who's there in that conference? Like who's the big threat right now? Maybe New Orleans,
No,
probably
no.
Seattle. That's
First of
that's
all,
it. Hold
I
on.
don't think we should just troll on Tom Brady because if the Bucs go there and score 35 points, but the defense give up 38 points, how could you put it on Tom Brady? And also, if you have guys who's not healthy, like yes, you said we have all those targets. Did you watch when they played the Bears? No OJ Howard, no Scotty Miller, no Chris Godwin.
Okay, but
Mike
that's
Evans
so
was just on the field.
every
Mike
team.
Evans
Every
was on
team
Mike
have people
Evans.
in and out the lineup. Look
Mike
at the
Evans was on the
Falcons.
field hobbling. Who there's all those guys who name you just called was not even on the field when they played the
Okay,
Bears.
hold on
So I
now.
don't think
See,
if the team is injured, I don't think you should just jump to the conclusion that it's going to be Brady. But if you have guys getting injured, like you say, 49ers have guys injured, and nobody's expecting them to go back to Super Bowl, right? Exactly. So you can't, if you have guys in out the lineup, you have guys hampered by injuries, and obviously it's a new offense for Tom Brady. So all those things coming
No,
together,
no,
we
I
can't
don't
just
hear that. No, I don't hear all this. New
okay.
offense is a new situation, new coach. You know, I'm
It's the
trying to hear
reality of the situation. But
that.
I don't think anyone expect the Bucs to make it less than the NFC Championship. Yes, you got teams like Seattle.
No,
Seattle
Super
is
Bowl.
5-0 right
I
now.
was supposed
You
to
got
win the
teams like
Super Bowl with
Green
this
Bay.
team.
Green Bay is 5-1. I don't think the Saints are going to be as big as a threat that most people think. I think it's really Seattle and Green Bay. Those are the top teams. I think one team will probably jump up to the rankings maybe later on in the season. There's always that team that just pops out of nowhere later on in the season. But those are the top teams right now. And I think the Bucs up there right now. But obviously they did not sign Antonio Brown because they need Antonio Brown. They signed Antonio Brown because of injuries. Like let's just keep it real. Like Scotty Miller is there. Antonio Brown, he's probably going to be playing the slot. And you see Scotty Miller, he's their slot receiver. He's playing really well for them. He's really their most reliable receiver. And he got injured. So I think they're going to put Antonio Brown in the slot now while Scotty recovers. And now you see, I think Chris Godwin may be back this week. I don't know what's going on. Mike Evans, you see, he's still limping on the field. He hasn't been himself because he really ain't even getting targets. You saw in that Chicago game, he had 2 targets because he really was just on the field as a decoy because he was hampered. So that's the reality of the situation for this team. But they're going to be scary. They're going to be scary if everyone is healthy, which probably won't happen because it's the NFL. But I still think they make it to the NFC
Okay,
Championship
yeah,
game.
but no, and NFC Championship game is this is not that's a fail season for this team. This team's supposed to go to Super Bowl and win it. And if you're just talking about injuries and stuff, I don't hear you saying nothing. But when the Falcons lose and blowing leads, you don't bring up injuries. But the Falcons playing their practice squad guys, the backup for the practice squad guys.
Where?
Come on,
Who was
bro.
out for the Falcons?
Come on, bro. All the guys
Who's
on the
first four games? Who
defensive
was
end.
out for the
Hold on,
Falcons?
no. Listen.
Who was out for the Falcons?
What you mean who was out?
Who was out for the
Like
Falcons?
10 guys who are they playing
Where?
back
On
the
which
back
side
of
of the
that
ball?
spot.
Which side of the
Anyway,
ball?
listen,
Where?
no.
A
See,
blown lead. You cannot blame a blown lead on guys being out because if you can be up 25 points, you can hold that lead. That's not excuse.
no, hold
Now
on
if you
now,
play
hold on.
bad consistently throughout the
Listen,
game, then that's fine. But when you're up 20 points, you cannot say, "Oh, well, we playing our practice squad guys." Well, how the hell you got up 20 points? That's not an
okay,
excuse. If
now
you're
hold
blowing
on.
leads, that's not an excuse.
Listen. Barring injury, this team should make it to the Super Bowl. And if they don't, it's not it's a wrap. Like I don't see how.
I think a lot of people expect them to make it to the Super Bowl. I don't think anyone expect them. Maybe some guys pick Seattle because Russell Wilson's playing out his mind, but I think most people
And the
think the
defense.
Bucs and the Seahawks should be the favorites to go to the Super Bowl. I think most people will think that. Some people pick Seattle because Russell Wilson's playing out his mind. He's going to be MVP this year, and then you have the Bucs. I don't think much people
Yeah, I mean,
rely on
if
this year.
if you just look at that conference, it's not like a lot of. It's not like the only well-rounded team is like the only well-rounded good teams are
New
the
Orleans.
49ers and New Orleans.
49ers is
And
not in the equation this year.
I mean, but they're still like an all-around good team. Like
No, not with all those injuries they got.
yeah, but I just saying, but the Bucs they declare favorites to go in that conference, so I don't see no excuse. And the only weak point on this team is Tom Brady. So I feel like going forward, like he could be the guy you're looking at. Like, okay, you got everything you want now. What's the excuse now? No, I don't want to end that.
I don't think if we're saying the Bucs quarterback plays that weak point, I don't think you've been watching the Bucs. It's obviously the O line. The O line is the weakest part of this team, and it's not even a question. The O line is the weakest point of this team. It's definitely not the quarterback. Like let's keep 100. The O line has been struggling, and they have 3 new guys on that O line. They're starting a rookie left tackle, which is the most important position on the low line, and he's been getting killed. Let's keep it real. The O line is the problem, but I think they're going to get it together. It usually takes a while for the O line to come together. They're going to get together, and when they get to rolling, I don't want to hear you guys, but Brady has too many weapons because I don't know. It's this offense. They're going to be scary.